People of YouTube, how's it going? It's Multiplier here. In this video, I'm going to show you the new plugin from, or series of plugins from WA Production. They brought out a new product and so they asked me to do another review. So what are these things? Basically, they are simple plugins, very affordable. As you can see here, looking at the price, and there are three different plugins: a saturator, a transient shaper, and an equalizer. Now, as you can probably imagine, they're incredibly simple to use. There's just three main controls in the middle, and then a few buttons along the bottom to change the various modes. But there's one mode in particular that I really love, and that is this stereo button. What this button does is change which part of the stereo image the plugin is acting on. So it started off on stereo, so by default it's acting on the entire sound. If you then click once, it goes to mid, and so it's only processing the middle of the stereo image. There is also side for the sides, left for just the left channel, and right for just the right channel. In other words, you can use this to create a more interesting stereo image by, say, just doing some saturation to the left side or the right, or maybe just the sides or just the mid. That creates a new stereo image, and it can take a sound that would otherwise be just sort of simple in the stereo image and make it a bit more complex and sometimes at least interesting. Of course, there are ways to do this using existing plugins, but the big power here is the speed and the simplicity, speed of which you can try different ideas out. And so let me show you a practical example. Beautiful. I can click the shaker, click, and grab helper transients, stick it before the compressor, a compressor doing side chain compression. And so, first of all, high pass. A high pass filter, just clearing out that low end. In other words, doing a low cut, clearing out that low end rumble. A quick before and after. Simple enough. Then I can do some transient shaping, which is a fancy way, or one particular way, of shaping the volume of the sound or the amplitude over time, similar to a compressor, but more of a different approach. And I'm going to do it on the release mode. Boink! So I find it tends to work especially well with this particular plugin. And so take a listen to this and see if you can hear the change in the volume amplitude over time, or the volume envelope, the dynamic. Did you hear it? Listen again and listen to the very front of each shaker shake. Before the transient shaping, it's quite soft. It sort of comes in gradually over time, like a shaker. Whereas with this transient shaping, it comes in more abruptly, almost like a bit of a hi-hat. And the sun is coming in through into my eyes. Go away, sun. Missed. In fact, I do actually want to show you what this visually looks like, because it's worth sort of showing visually to help you understand exactly what I mean by transient shaping if you haven't really seen it before. So the top example is before the transient shaping and the bottom is after this transient shaping. Take a look at the attack, the very front bit of each of the shakes. Zoom. Like that. Zoom effect. One way of looking at this is making each shaker more defined, the very start of each shake. Another way of looking at this is it's turning it more into a hi-hat than it was initially. I mean, it's still definitely a shaker, but if you kept going in this direction, you'd basically end up with an analogy sort of hi-hat. Pretty cool, right? But we can go further. And that is using that button I really like. And that button is the stereo button, changing between stereo, mid, side, left, and right. So what I could do is have this transient shaping just acting on the left side or the right. And that'll make the stereo image more interesting. Take a look at this. As the sun blinds me again. How cool is that? Maybe we can change to the right side. It just makes it more interesting. I'll do a quick before and after. I'll just flip it back to the left side. Take a listen to this. In particular, noting the stereo image, the 3D sound space created from the 2 channels of audio information. Yes. And I'm going to take my headphones off the head to conclude this video. And they jazz hands, and there you go. That is a look at the HELPER plugins from WA Production or Productions. Is it Productions or Production? Production. I can see it here from WA Production. And oh yeah, links below, of course, if you like the look of it, or maybe you want some more audio examples of it in context, in action, action man. My name has been Multiplier, and I will catch you guys on the, yes, headphones have come back from repair from Sennheiser, so the HD 650s. I've just dropped the repair note on the floor, but that's exciting. The new, well, actually, I've had these for over a year now, but repaired headphones, so they'll be getting back on their headphone stand any day now. Probably later today. So yeah, I will catch you guys on the, I'll do that later. You guys on the, wait a minute, what on about? Really? Flippity flip. Shaker, because of shakers.